I think I was surprised by a number of things during the research process. One was I had no idea of the depth and breadth of the archives held by the U.S. National Archives in Washington, D.C. Truly incredible. For each and every one of the 127,000 Americans that served in the Philippines from 1899 to 1902, there's some level of documentation. It may be as simple as an enlistment form, but for some of these soldiers, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, you have archives that have their medical and dental records, when they were hospitalized, and fever charts for 2 weeks tracking their temperature and their weight and what they were eating. Some would have actually letters from their mothers who had written the Secretary of War saying, I haven't heard from my son in 6 months, can you tell me, is he still alive? Incredible documentation for each and every soldier. One wonders why the U.S. government keeps such extensive records on every soldier, and I thought it was fascinating. I thought maybe they're doing it so military historians like myself can come in and write these sorts of books. But no, it was, they're trying to keep track of the canteens, the rifles, the uniforms that have been issued, the bedrolls, and all of that. The detailed accounting of what's been issued and how much is owed, how much people have been paid, how much is due on their account, and so forth. Essentially, it was an accounting job. But because of that, we have records in the National Archives that are so incredible and such a resource for telling stories just like this. People ask, are you a military historian? And no, I'm not. I'm an architect and urban planner by training, a filmmaker by choice. And I've spent the last 30 years of my life in developing Asia working on poverty reduction projects. That said, there was a moment of time after Peace Corps and before I sort of suited up for the Multilateral Development Bank, where I worked in film production, feature film production in the Philippines. And I was a local casting coordinator on some pretty big films, one being Platoon. And I have my cameo performance as the terrified soldier. Just in the final battle scene, I'm coming up through I hit a trip flare and I come screaming up this mountain and dive into a foxhole with Charlie Sheen and Corey Glover, essentially telling them that they better get out of there because the NVA are coming full on, and then they're not taking names.